What's up, guys? What's going on? I'm Paul. This is Pauline Theology's daily devotional, man. We're going over John. We are reading the gospel according to John, seeing who Jesus is so that we can know him more and trust him more. This is Trust in Jesus Ministries, where what we're trying to do here is to help you trust in Jesus just a little bit more with your life, or everything, basically, with your whole life. If it's your first time to even acknowledge or know Jesus, it would be great to give him your life, because he is trustworthy, and that's what we're here to try and see. And if that's what you're looking to do, you're in the right place, man. We're in John chapter 18, 12 through 14. And I was going to say this morning, but I don't know if it's morning for you. It's not for me, but if it's morning, noon, or night, then that is whatever time you're studying and trying to dive deep in the scriptures is good, because you're diving deep in the scriptures. You're taking time out of your day to learn who Jesus is, and you will benefit from that greatly. You can believe that. You can bank on that. You can take that to the bank. He is trustworthy. His word does not come back void. That means whatever he says will happen. So, let's go ahead and jump into it, man. If you haven't read it yet, again, it's in John 18, 12 through 14. Stop the tape, see what it has to say, come back, and we're going to answer some questions. But if you have already read it, we're going to go ahead and jump into it. The first question we ask is always, what's happening in the scriptures? And we are finally leaving the garden, and we're about to head to another scene, as this is an introduction kind of to what's about to happen as Jesus is arrested. And last episode, we talked about how God is in control. Jesus is utterly sovereign over every situation, and that he knows best, even when we don't, man. And one thing I wanted to point out about that sovereignty is that Judas just chopped off this guy's ear, right? You know what I'm saying? One of the slaves of the high priest, or of the priests of the temple guards, he just sliced off this guy's ear. Yet the Roman soldiers let him go. All right, because we're going to see later that Peter is talking with other people outside of arrest, while Jesus is the one arrested. So first off, we got that sovereignty going on, where ain't nothing happening to nobody because Jesus says, let them go. But secondly, it's just his power over the situation, because he was supposed to be arrested. Peter chopping this dude's ear off, that's grounds for arrest, and probably even worse, because the thing in which they came to do with all of those men against Jesus, Peter did. He was trying to revolt and start an uprising. And I think that's one of the reasons why they talk about the leader of this legion, or this spira, is really what it is, spira. But it's this horde, this cohort, this militia, this 200 to 1,000 soldiers. He's the leader of that. But the true leader, the true commander, the true one in control is Jesus. Is Jesus. And so it says that they bound Jesus. They seized him and bound him and sent him for Ananias. And then they said, mention that he's the father-in-law of Caiaphas. But it says of that year. And I think it's important for us to remember, because we talked about Judas earlier and what is in a name, what you're going to be remembered for. And Caiaphas is remembered for two things. Being the high priest that year, one, where he's the one that kind of is the overarching stop or pinnacle for the murder of Jesus. And then also his will, his desire was what fueled the murder and the redemption of the people, because he prophesied, or he in this instance, I believe it says, counseled that there was one person who must die for the people. John puts this in here for a reason. You know why, right? It's because he wants to show you that Jesus is in control, even with the actions of humanity. So that takes me to what's this say about God? Is that God is in control. He's sovereign, man. I know I've been saying this, I guess, for the past couple episodes, that God is in control. Jesus is in control. He's sovereign, king over everything. He has the power to do whatever he desires, and that will that he desires is to give of himself. This again is what's happening, man, because Caiaphas is the one who says these things, right? Prophesies these things, counsels these things. But he spoke truer than he even knew, because Jesus does die for the people, for the nation. He does. And this is because of the will of the Father, not because of anything that Caiaphas says. And so what we see about God is that God is in control. He is in control. What's to say about man? We are responsible for our actions. Even though God has the power controlling all things, man is responsible for their actions. They still do the things. We, me, myself as well, do the things that our desire is to do. We do it out of our own will. And we are responsible for those things. That means when we do wrong, we're responsible for it, man. Regardless if that's the plan and the purpose of God, just as in the case of Caiaphas we have here, who we're going to find that he condemns Jesus to death. That is his will. Yet, amazingly, God and his will, the Father, uses this to bring restoration, redemption, and life to all men. So how do we apply these truths to our lives, man? Take responsibility. So I started off with man and how we can do it in that ways, but take responsibility. I love to start with the character of God and the beauty and the wonder of him, because it is knowing that he's sovereign over all things. That it is knowing that he is in control in every situation that helps us trust him. And so it is our responsibility to place our trust in him. He has given us the knowledge. He has given us the revelation. And so we must trust in him. And so today, trust in Jesus. Take a step to trust in Jesus, man. Take a step. Move forward to allow him to make you better. Hey, I appreciate you guys for listening, and I will see you in the next episode.